So what I'm making today, or showing you how I made it, is basically a outboard leg attachment to suit my fishing kayak, and it's just an easy swap over. Let's get down to the basics here, just to show you guys. This is a outboard leg that was purchased online. There's your control system arms and all that, and the clutch housing, and you're left with just that shaft. Then you can start your process of making your mount. So that's my two motors set up and ready to go. This is basically the control system that you would basically hold on to. Very straightforward, just a weed whacker control thing, and basically just clips onto your life jacket as a little safety cutout. And I've just used this plastic sleeve just to cover the wiring and all the cabling, and this waterproof connection on here was basically just really ideal for the job, because I didn't have that on before, and salt water was getting in there, and it was just causing a connection on there, and the motor wouldn't start because obviously of the continuity in the salt water. But with this connection, that should have fixed everything up. Just a waterproof automotive marine connection I purchased online, and done the job pretty well. And yeah, so that's the motor setup and the control setup. Once you have that sorted, attaching that to the actual shaft is very straightforward. Okay, so let's get on to the next step. Alright, to make the mount for my personal use, and that works for me, this is what I used for the job. Alright, pretty straightforward, doesn't cost you a lot. There's some 2x4 treated timber I used. This has got a little groove in it, which has worked out really well to have that groove, but it doesn't mean necessarily you have to have that groove. If you buy a piece of 2x4 and it just looks like that, that's going to work perfectly fine anyway. So yeah, what you want to do, you want to cut that to size that suits your kayak. I'm measuring obviously the rudder clearances and all that on your kayak shaft. These pipe fittings I purchased online, stainless steel ones. They're really good because they lock on to the shaft, one on the top, one on the bottom. Okay, so two of those, two eye hook connections. I just got galvanized. You can go for stainless steel if you wanted to, it's up to you. And in this here, the reason why I went for just zinc plated, I think it's because I tried stainless steel and the strength in the stainless steel just wasn't there. It was bending, especially under extreme stress. Where these ones held up better with a high tensile 8.8, and I just got that at Fortress, or you can get it anywhere that's online that will have that size. I think this is an M10, not 100% sure, but you obviously have to go off your rudder and go from there. I've got these stainless steel washers. I've got 9 of them. I've got 8 lock nuts, nylon lock nuts, and I've got the stainless steel door hinge and these stainless steel M660, which I just purchased at Bunnings. So yeah, those are the kind of the length needed for the wood to go through and just do the job. So another thing is these washers, which is just pack washers. I just use those to make a spacer. Obviously I've got 3 nuts on here. The reason why I can lock them up, just to cause a lock so that nothing comes loose. I just find it easier than using a lock nut because it's just quicker to release. Yeah, you just have to obviously match up the spaces needed, thanks boy, for your kayak. And then the duct tape, just to pack these together neatly and they won't move around. Okay, so that's basically it. Okay, fast forward to what I've done here. So I've measured these and cut these to basically suit my kayak. So this is the bit that's going to go into your shaft where your rudder would go, and that would hook up with the carabiners on the ends here, which your eye hooks will go in. Now you want to measure it exactly the same as the length of your existing rudder, so that the controls are the same. Okay, so it's all done by measurement, and have it set up so it's just a swap on, swap off. If you want to change to your rudder, it's no problem. Your steering is going to be exactly the same. All right. Okay, just getting back to the mount. One thing I need to mention to you guys, when I use this pipe fittings, and as you can see, I actually put a bit of PVC in the PVC pipe, which I heated up and basically slid it over the shaft. So it's a very tight fitting, and that's locked on, and there's no movement in there between those two pipe fittings. That's holding them down, and they're also locked on with this little screws up here, which goes right into the. It's pretty tight fit. Just locks up into the PVC. So I've adjusted the height obviously to suit my setup. Okay, so that's it. Let's get on to the next step. All right, now we're just at the kayak, just to give you a rundown. This is my fishing kayak that I purchased, Striker 370. But any kayak obviously that has the function of the foot pedals and the rudder, which has a pretty strong setup for you to add a rudder. So this is a really strong setup. It's got quite a thick amount of support in there. I mean, it's not a very strong, powerful motor, so, and I'm not going to be hooning around like a maniac on it, so it's held up pretty well. Just to give you an idea, that's the carabiners that I hooked up there. So now my rudder is working like it should. When I pull on, obviously that rudder deploys. So this is going to be the opposite. When the motor goes on, the motor will originally be down, okay? But I haven't changed anything. So you can see this is all original. I'm going to change this out later on in time. It's getting a bit old. When I detach all this connections here, and that there, it all lines up perfectly, and my motor should just connect on. So I'm going to show you that in the next step, okay? I'm going to take that off and go from there. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but that's the shaft bit there. There's like a little bit of a bushing in there, already pre-made by the factory, obviously, for the rudder. And that's the rudder set up there. So yeah, that's just taking it off. Don't feel like using the rudder today. I'm going to go with my outboard motor. Chuck that on there, and we'll be sorted. Okay, so here we go. Taken the bolts off, I've taken the washer off needed, left that little one in there, just so it adds a nice clearance. Should just slide down nicely, and there we go, she's into position, and you can see everything's kind of, the clearance is good over there, it's not rubbing against anything. And I'll put this washer back on again, this pack washers I have, which will go up in there, and I'll put my bolts back on. Now you don't really need to tighten that up fully, because you want to have a little bit of movement. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so that's pretty much it set up. Okay, just going to add the motor now. As you can see, I've locked those nuts down just to give you a demonstration. There's a little bit of a play in there. It's good. Everything's nice and smooth. There's no play, so when you apply pressure on the prop, the whole system's under pressure. There's enough strength in there to hold all that together. And if we go down to the front of the kayak and I move these pedals, everything should move pretty good. Just to give you an idea. Okay, and that's it. So now we're just going to add the motor on there and show you how that looks. Okay, so there's the motor ready. It's all set up to go. Got a new clutch on there. This motor I changed the fuel tank over, so the tank, the filler's on the top position, just for breathability and ease when you want to fill it up. So yeah, let's put it on and have a look how it looks. Okay, so that's pretty much how I have it set up. So now that it's set up like that, you can have a look at it. The kayak's sitting higher because obviously it's on the wheels, but that's just an overall look at how it looks. Like I said, I like my motor a little bit lower like that. You probably could make it higher if you want to do this. I just like it, the height on this area as well, and it's pretty good where I go. So yeah, when you get down to that bit there and you want to come into shallow waters, you just pull on your normal rudder release and she'll just fall down and out of the way. And basically, to get it back up again, I'm going to add a spring later in time. I'm going to upgrade it with a spring, and I'm going to maybe run a spring down here, so this motor's constantly under tension just to make it go back down again. So so once I've done that, that'll be my next setup anyway, to improve it. But for now, if I need to flick it back again, I just use my paddle, and it's very easily done. I just hook underneath the motor up here, and I just push it down. It's very light, and she'll just fall down again. So once you get that set up, you're ready to go. And very easy to start from that position. Obviously, when you pull it back and you're on the water, you just take it here and you just give it over your shoulder, and the motor will start up pretty easily. I just normally run the motor a little bit just before I go out, just to make sure it's warmed up and I don't have to use the choke. And once it's pretty much warmed up, she starts up. First pop, no problems there at all. And then yeah, you can see the control bit running through here, and it's giving you everything you need to do and use. I just sit with my legs on the pedals. I put my paddle in there for safety, and just go out and just cruise on the water. So yeah, I hope you found it, and I hope you found this useful. And if you're attempting to do this yourself, or maybe improve my design, feel free to do so. But yeah, I'm every time I go on the water, I seem to do something different with it and improve it myself. So but yeah, that's worked really well for me. All right, catch you guys later, and have a good day, and thanks for watching.